Morning, everybody. Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome, guys. Thank you for checking out the channel in this video. And happy Friday, guys. Fun Friday for the kiddos. I just dropped them off at school, so figured I'd record a little bit earlier today and just kind of before I get right into my big grind today. So I definitely want to talk about, I haven't done this in a while, but just some little tidbits I've learned, at least in the past week or 2 weeks. I want to feel like that's working for me. So keep in mind, all these tips are things that I've learned is what is working for me in my situation. I always say that because everybody's, an expert when it comes to tips and advice. Like, oh, you should do this way works. That way it shouldn't work. Remember, do what works for you. That's what I recommend to everybody, and that's what I've learned. Just do what works for you, and there's only one way to really figure out if it works for you is by doing it. So I want to start with this. I've had a lot of people kind of mention to me or ask me, auction or buy it now. What I feel works best for me is a mixture of both. I primarily do a lot of buy it nows, and I do a small portion of auctions. I usually do a 7-day auction, if you guys are wondering, and then I start it pretty low, sometimes way too low. I feel like I don't have enough followers for me to do more auction. That's the thing, is that if you have in my eyes, I think you should have at least around like 500 to maybe 1,000 followers on the eBay store. That's what I'm talking about now. To really create an auction to get your best bang for your buck. I feel like I don't have a huge amount of followers, so then my auctions don't get the best bang for your buck, obviously, on certain cards. I probably do a mixture of about 80%, maybe 85% buy it nows or best offers. That's what I normally do. And then I do the rest, like 10-15% of auctions. So the good thing about auction is that I feel like it keeps revenue flowing. And then on top of that, I feel like the buyers get a good deal and they set the price. I mean, if it's a hot card, they're gonna pay for whatever it's worth, or whatever the case may be, and they set the comps, I guess you can say. But like I just said, the day and time when you're ending the auction makes a difference. I've learned that making it end around like a Sunday afternoon or evening is better than making it end on a Thursday, morning. It's just that's what I've learned. So I'm trying to make those auctions end, on certain days, or even a Friday evening. It just depends. But I feel like Sunday afternoon, evenings, ending the auctions is the best bang for your buck. However, I feel like right now with the lower followers that I have currently, the buy now best offer is my best option. So I'm learning that. I'm hopefully, if I grow my following, I'll start more auctions on whether slabs or cards, because I feel like it gives an opportunity for the buyers to set the comps and of the card. But not having a big enough following, I think it's a little like I just said, I don't get the best bang for my buck of the card. So that's just kind of where I am on that. Others, live and die by the auction. They're just like, set it and forget it, and you'll make more revenue. I just feel like, the buy now is my best current option. Hopefully, like I say, if I get a big enough following, I'll go ahead, and once I start listing, I'll just set the more and more, auctions for you guys on that end. So that's how I feel in that sense. Another thing that I've learned, I think right now, low end stuff, cards is fine as long as you have a scanner. If you guys don't know, I do have a scanner. However, I do feel like I do need to increase my mid cards, my mid-level game cards to increase my revenue stream. Because keep in mind, the amount of effort that you sell a 99-cent card or a $1 card takes the same amount of effort if you sell a $20 or $30 card or a $40 card. When it comes to like packaging, shipping, it takes just the same amount of time. but you increase your revenue stream. So I think that's something I definitely want to, slowly increase. I know I talked to you guys, my mid and low game, that's kind of where I'm at. My budget, that's where it allows me to, but I think I'm going to focus more in the mid because I feel like I don't have to spend so much money on the inventory, but a little bit more into that mid game. I feel like I can increase my revenue stream, so I'm going to increase that a little bit more. High end, like I said, I still can't quite budgetary wise, I still can't quite, invest in that sense, I guess you can say, on my inventory, but I think I'm going to increase on my mid game, guys. I think I'm spending more time. I'm noticing that if, I'm happier in regards to the revenue stream selling a $20 card versus selling a 99 or, 99-cent cards. And it's still, right now I feel like, it's hit or miss in regards to that because I'm listing it and it's just staying there sometimes. I feel the low end stuff until somebody comes and buy it. You just it's all a numbers game. When it comes to the low end sports cards, it's still just a numbers game, and you're just hoping somebody is looking for that specific card. In regards to the mid-level, mid-tier, and when I say mid-tier sports cards, to me, everybody's I guess you can say value is different, or what their expectation is different. When I say mid, I think it's any type of cards from the $15 to about the $80 range. I think that's about mid-tier, close to $100. Anything above that, I think it's borderline high end, because if you take $100 raw card and you grade that, it's going to be close to pretty much high end, I feel like. So I'm talking about raw cards now. So anything between about the 15 to about the $100 range, I think that's a good fine line right there. It's a good mid game. So I think I'm going to start increasing that a little bit more, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. It's going to take a little bit more of capital, obviously investment. But I just want to see if that will increase the revenue stream. It may lower down the packages, the orders, but if it increased the the amount of the revenue, why not? So I think I'm going to focus on that a little bit more. Hopefully I can get into the high end one day, but at this moment not yet. But I feel like the amount of work I do for the mids is definitely going to compensate for the lower end. And I'm still going to do the low end. So I still think, remember, I always said that's like icing on the cake. So I'm still going to spend my days, I'm going to split my time and still do low end stuff because I have that. I have that inventory. I might as well list that stuff. And I will continuously do that. And the last tip, or the last thing I've learned the last couple of weeks, or I wouldn't say I've learned, but I feel that has been working, is that patience in regards to not accepting low end card or low bids. What low end card? Low bidders, low ballers, and I feel that it's okay not to be in a rush to move cards. Just for somebody just to offer low balling, because I feel like I move the cards anyways. There's going to be somebody who's willing to pay for that card. Especially, I feel like I comp and I price my inventory pretty well accordingly to what the going rate is for the cards. I shouldn't just accept all the low ballers, and I feel like I've been doing pretty good on that. I've been pretty patient. People who give me an offer, I feel like I definitely respond with a very reasonable offer, sometimes lower than comps, and they're still trying to lowball me, and I'm like, it's all good. I don't have to do that. I don't have to deal with that. I can just decline it and just stick to my guns that this is going to be where my price is on this card, because I feel it's a very reasonable price. Funny thing is, it's happened more times than none that the buyer or the person who's sending the offer, the lowball offer, we end up not making the deal. Literally the next day, or maybe even later that evening, somebody will buy that card at that price where I priced it to buy it now. And like I said, I try to price my stuff as accordingly as possible. So it's one of those things where don't be in a rush to move cards just because you feel like that's going to be your best offer. You'll be surprised, especially if you price it accordingly. I guess that's step number one, is if you price it accordingly, don't be in a rush to move the card. Now, if you're overpricing the stuff and, obviously you're not going to move that card. But I feel like if you price accordingly don't be in a rush to take those low ball offers. You'll be more than surprised that there's other people who are willing to pay a good, value for that card. So be patient on that. I'm learning, because as I told you guys, I'm very impatient, but I'm getting better and better at that, and understand that, whatever you have, appreciate the value that you set up for that. And I think that's what I'm slowly doing, and that's what has been working. I'm going to continue to do that. Stick to your guns, but like I just said, step number one, price it accordingly. Don't undercut your card, and don't undersell your stuff, man. Appreciate what value you have on your card, and I think you should hold to your guns, especially if you price it accordingly. So there you guys go. Just a little bit, just a few tips that I felt like I learned in the past couple weeks. I think that's working for me, and I'll continue to do that. Hopefully, like I just said, that you guys picked up a little bit of something. And like I said, do what works for you, whether it's auction, whether it's a buy it now, best offer, all that good stuff. Just do what works for you. Whatever, if high end works for you, stick with the high end. If low end works for you, stick with the low. Right now, I feel like my mid value for my cards is going to be where I'm going to focus a little bit more in the next maybe couple weeks, maybe a month. We'll see, and we'll see where that goes. And then, like I said at the very end, it's just be patient. Don't have to accept the low balls, and as long as you price it accordingly, your inventory will move. Somebody is going to be willing to pay what your card is actually worth. So just kind of reiterate on that. So other than that, hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If you guys like this stuff, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out the eBay store. I'll put the link in the description. Every little bit helps me, so go take a look. Feel free to make any offers on any of the cards. And then other than that, if you guys have not subscribed, appreciate you guys checking out the video and checking out the channel. Other than that, till next time, guys.